I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
All right, y'all, we're here. We're live. You're watching Buster Unmasked, and you know what you got to do. You got to like this video. You got to share this video. And the most important part, go to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Go do that right now. Hit that little red bell. That way you know when content's coming out, and you don't even have to look for it. Guys, we got a killer show for you today. We got one of these young, hungry guys in the wrestling business around our area I'm going to get to. But before we do that, man, I want to I want to take a minute and acknowledge Ricky Lane Mercer. Let me just say this. This guy was a long-time manager around our area. Most recently, he was a commentator and a ring announcer. Really smart to the wrestling business, loved the wrestling business with his whole heart, and he passed away. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. I'm thinking it was the day before maybe. But he passed away, and it's a big loss for the wrestling community around our area. Really cool guy. I didn't know him that well. We had several really long conversations about wrestling. He was actually going to be on the podcast probably 6 or 7 months ago, and right before time, he got sick and got put in the hospital. So we never got to do it. We never got to reschedule it. I wish we had had a chance to do it. You know how it is, that you just don't expect it. It comes quick. But before we get this show started, I want to pay tribute to this man with a 10-bell salute, guys. All right, guys, right there, like I said, long-time personality in the wrestling business around our area. Worked a little bit of everywhere. He worked at most of the companies around our area. He spent a little time touched in some way. Big loss to the wrestling business. All right, guys, I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to promote these upcoming podcasts, and we're going to get our guest out here.
Hey man, how the hell you doing? I've been lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 Hey man, can I get a favor? Yeah, sure, I know, see you later. Sometimes I just wanna be a hater. Gotta watch down the top 40s with the chaser. Your voice starts feeling like a waiter. Scraping my mind against the cheese grater. Before you go, sir, you have to sign a waiver. That's alright, I'm aware of the danger. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter.
All right, y'all, you seen it right there. A bunch of cool podcasts coming up. Be sure to check out every single one of them. They're all going to be a little different. An eclectic collection of talent right there. I've got more that's going to be added here soon. Probably by next week, I'll have a couple of more on there, leading us all the way into July, close to the end of July. But tonight, guys, what can I say about this young man? He's one of the top rising young stars around our area. I said it at the beginning. He's young. He's hungry. He is explosive. And in my opinion, he is the future of Memphis wrestling. He is the high-flying man, none other than C.J. Blaine. C.J.
What's up, Buster?
What's up, man?
It's good. It's good to be on here, man. I thank you for having me.
Dude, I appreciate you coming on, man. Can we get that camera up just a little bit so we can get your whole
Of course.
head?
Of course. I am so sorry. There
No,
we go.
you good. There we go.
There
You
we go.
good, man. CJ, like I said, everybody knows you a young guy, and I don't ask old guys this question, but I'm going to ask you because I ask all the young guys. How old are
Let's
you,
hear it.
man? How old
I'm
are
20
you?
years old. I am 20 years old.
20 years old. So let me ask you this. When did you actually start training to wrestle?
Man, I started training like right after I turned 19 because I went to hair school at first, but it was one of those things where it really didn't work out. So I was just like, let me chase my real passion, which was wrestling, and been wrestling since I was 19.
Well, man, you can't jump off the top rope at hair school, man. You can't do none of that, man. You can't crossbody
Nah,
nobody. You can't drop kick nobody, man. That ain't no fun, dude.
it's not.
So look, man, you're a Memphis guy,
Yes, I am.
born and
Born and
raised.
raised. Born and
Okay.
raised.
So I mean, well, being 20, you didn't really grow up on Memphis wrestling because it was gone for most of those years until a few years ago when Dustin brought it back. But talk to me about what made you decide to make that jump. And let me ask you this first. You're a 100% product of Memphis wrestling and the wrestling center, right?
Yes, sir. 100%.
No training nowhere else.
Nowhere else. 100% the Wrestle Center.
Talk to me about making the decision to decide, forget hair school, I'm chasing this dream, and going to talk to Dustin in Memphis wrestling at the Performance Center, man.
So basically, ever since I was 2 years old, wrestling has always been around me. My granddad was a huge fan of the old Memphis wrestling stuff. He used to go to the Coliseum every Monday, watch Bill Dundee, Jerry Lawler, just all of those guys. And we would still watch it, but it wouldn't be the old Memphis stuff. It'd be like the WWE stuff, like the John Cena, the Randy Orton, the Triple H. And I always kept watching. I never stopped watching. And it was one of those things I told myself when I got of age, that I would try it. So I was finally 19, and well, I was 18 at first. And I told my mom, I was like, hey, mom, I want to go to the Wrestle Center. I want to start doing this for real. And originally she was like, nah, you need to get a real career. So tried the hair school thing, found out that it didn't work. So just ended up chasing my real passion, which was wrestling. Went up to the Wrestle Center, emailed them, got started. The rest is history.
Say, Mama said, get a real job, get a haircut, and get a real
Yeah,
job, huh?
yeah.
Dude, I think we all may have heard that, man. I remember my parents the same thing, man. I actually lied to start training at 17 uh, lied on the waiver to start training, and but my
Really?
parents were the same way, man. I'd always loved it, but the first thing they said, well, I think you need to focus on a real job, a career, something else. And I'm like, nah, I don't think
Yeah.
so. You know,
He's
uh,
telling me I need to go to college, and I'm like, I'm not just really feeling college, you know. I don't think college is for everyone.
well, I agree with that. I don't think college is for everyone, but I will tell you this: hindsight's 2020. It's good to have something to fall back on because this is a dream. Some people get to realize their dream, and everybody gets to realize it in different degrees. You know, it's your
Hmm.
dream to be a wrestler. You made that. Now it's your dream to be higher up on the totem pole. I mean, some guys make it to the tip top. Some guys, all the way up and down, guys level off all at different stages in their career. So it is 100% good to have something to fall back on. And I will tell you this: take your mama's advice. Go, even if you go to community college, go take some kind of stuff where you can work around your wrestling, but get you some kind of degree, man. It'll be worth it in the end.
Yeah, I
So
got you.
look, we got Chance with us. Chance, I appreciate you tuning in, man.
What's up, Chance?
Mark McGee's with us. Mark's always with us. Him and
It's
Chance
my guy right
both.
there.
Says, what's up, brothers? It's been There we are. We're back. I don't know, guys. You know how the internet is. Anyway, Mark, glad you're watching, man. You and Chance both. So talk to me about that very first meeting at the Wrestle Center. Who did you talk to? Were you nervous, and how did it go?
Man, my very first meeting at the Wrestle Center, I was nervous, like really nervous. So walked in. I forgot who was training that day, but it was two guys in the ring just going, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. These guys are going really hard. They're look like they're really tough, you know. I don't know. But I walked in, I saw Dustin the first. Me and him had a talk and stuff. Put my down payment down, and the next week, I believe, that's when I got started.
So talk to me about that first day of training. Was first day you stepped in the rings? Give us an idea of
Wow.
the kind of
Wow. I
things
still
they
remember the first day of training.
had you start out with. All starting out wrestlers. Give us an idea of what they had you start with, man.
Man, so when I came, the first day I joined training, somehow, some way, it was conditioning day. I don't know how, but it was
They set it
conditioning day
up that way,
somehow.
man. They planned
I
it
think
that
they
way.
did. I think they did. So I got there, we were doing like 75s of everything. I remember we did like 75 squats, 75 push-ups, 75 sit-ups. And at that point, that was before I was like regularly working out. So that hurt. I was like, God, my after I left that night, my whole body had hurt. But then I was like, it feels good though. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it hurts, but it's a good type of hurt. Like, man, I can keep doing this. I can keep
Right.
going. Let me just keep trying. I know it hurts right now, but maybe one day it won't hurt.
What about that
So I just kept
next
going.
morning? That next morning when you woke
Oh
up,
my
man.
Lord, man, I was stiff as a board. I woke up and
Right.
just walking like this because my whole body is just sore.
So did
Yeah.
you only do conditioning that day? Did you get to take any bumps at all?
Yes, I did. I got to take a few bumps that day. It was pretty cool.
So talk to me about that first bump, man. Is it what you thought it would be, or was it different than what you thought it'd be?
So looking at a wrestling ring, my whole life, I always thought it was one of those things that hurt, like hurt. And I took a bump on it, and I was expecting it to be like concrete almost. But then it wasn't. It hurt, but it wasn't like concrete. You know,
Right.
like it's like a big brother slapping you on the back really fast. That's what I explained it as.
Right. What was your biggest issue? Did you have any issues when you first started bumping? A lot of people banged their head. Got to learn to tuck the chin. Me, I had a bad habit of slamming my heels, letting my heels slam the mat and getting stone bruises, man. You have any issues like that?
Honestly, I don't. Not that I can remember. I just remember me just getting it, and they were really surprised that I got it as fast as I got it. So
Here's the thing: if you go in there with an open mind, a lot of guys can get it quick, man. There's some guys that can pick it up right off the bat. There's some guys that it takes a little while, and other people never get it. I don't care how long they train. They can train 30 years and never be no better than they were the first time they stepped in the ring, pretty much, because it's something up here. It's a switch up here, you know. Wrestling's a
yeah,
weird sport. Here's the thing: if you got that come back on. There we go. I'm sorry about
There you
that,
go. There you
CJ.
go.
I don't know
You're
what
okay. You're okay.
DJ. CJ, let me get these J straight. I had CJ Money on a few months ago. I had DJ Cash on last week. Now I got CJ Blaine on. Let me get all these
There you go.
CJs
You
and
got you got you
DJs
got the right
straight.
you got the right seat on right now.
So look, man, talk to me about how long you trained before you actually had your first match.
Wow, I was training for about 6 months before I had my first match. And I was surprised when I had my first match because I came to TV just expecting to do security that day. And then I looked on the paper and my name was on there. And I'm like, me? I'm having a match today? Me? So I had the match and it was like nothing. It's like literally nothing can compare to it. You know, you try to think of things that can compare to the feeling of you being in that ring, but there's nothing that compares to it. You have to be there to experience it.
Yeah, I don't think people get that. It is the biggest high that you can ever have, man. And I'm assuming you didn't have no little town matches or nothing. You debuted right on
Nah,
TV.
yeah, that was yep, right there.
So talk to me about that. How was it knowing that all those cameras was on you, man?
Nerve-wracking.
Right.
In short, it was nerve-wracking, but it was honestly a learning experience. Like I was real nervous when I went out there, just scared about how people would feel about me, how people would look at me, how I would look on camera.
Right.
But then all that kind of got taken away when I just heard the fans just start cheering for us because it was me and CJ Money at the time. So they just started cheering for us, and I was honestly surprised. Like, wow, these guys are clapping. Wow.
And we're gonna talk about CJ Money and Mama Money, but we're gonna stick with you right now, but we definitely gonna get there because I'll be honest with you. I feel like that is one of the absolute best angles going on Memphis Wrestling right now. I do. I feel like it put a spotlight on both of you two guys. It's a perfect vehicle to get you two guys over, educate the fans to who you are. I love it,
Yeah.
man. I watch for that, dude. I look forward to y'all segments all the time, man. I think it's one of the. Here's the thing: we've seen Bagwell do it with his mama, and other people do it with their mama. It don't work in the big time, but in
You don't.
territory, when you're in the smaller time and in like territories, if it's done right, it works. And I believe that whole angle with you three people is working like a charm, man. I do. I think it's great for you and CJ.
Yeah, it is. It gives both of us time to just express who we are for real. And I hate that it had to happen this way, my best friend turning on me, but sometimes in wrestling you have blessings in disguise, and I consider this a blessing in disguise.
I think in the long term, it is a blessing for both of you guys. You guys are featured now. You're not just guys on the show, you're featured. That's a big deal. It's a big deal to go from just a dude on the show to being featured on the show. Uh,
Yes, a huge deal.
that shows that the company has ideas for you and has hopes for you. They want to be able to do something with you guys. Make you guys viable commodities. But look, before we get on that, because I really want to delve into that whole storyline and angle, let's take it back and tell me a little bit about CJ Blaine, the person, man, kind of how you grew up. I know you grew up
Wow.
in Memphis, Tennessee. So talk to me about your upbringing a little bit, man.
Man, let's say I grew up Memphis, Tennessee. The place I grew up in, they say Memphis is real. How do I put this? They say Memphis is real. I'm gonna just say it. They say it's real hood. They say what they say about it, but the part that I grew up in Memphis wasn't that bad, honestly. It was like I guess the Bartlett area, but the part I grew up in was pretty good. I'd go outside, hang out with my friends and stuff.
Right.
Honestly, I just grew up on wrestling. I've always loved wrestling. It was always one of those things where I watched. I didn't watch football. I didn't watch basketball. I didn't watch golf. I watched wrestling. I was a wrestling guy.
That's the same way I was. I played a little pee wee football and then a tad in junior high school, but I was always a wrestling guy. Our football coach, when I was in pee wee, started making us practice on Saturdays. And right during, this is the old school, from 11 to 12:30, that's when wrestling used to come on. Memphis
Hmm.
Wrestling, man. And he lost me right there. I'll be honest with you, just CJ. He said, "Man, what's wrong with you?" One day I said, "Man, you got us out here." I said, "I should be home watching wrestling right now." I mean, that's the
And
way it
they don't
is, though,
understand it
dude.
though. They don't
So
understand it when we tell them though.
did you play any school, high school sports or anything like
Yes, I
that?
did. So in ninth grade, I did junior varsity football for about 6 months before I got cut, unfortunately. And then in 11th grade, I did track.
Track. So talk to me about
Yeah,
here's the thing. It ain't no secret. You're a smaller guy. So talk to me about the football team. How was it being a smaller guy on the football team?
man, Buster, you're not gonna believe this, but back in ninth grade, I was chunky. I was a little chunky, so they threw me on the O
Oh.
line. Yeah, so I
Oh.
was on offensive line.
Well, there you go, man. Make a make,
Mhm.
make a liar out of me, dude. So talk to me about that, man. Talk to me about
Man,
a little bit of your football career, man.
it
And
wasn't good. It was one of those things where it wasn't good. I tried to make it as best as I could, but you know, like I said, wrestling was always wrestling. It wasn't football. It wasn't football. It wasn't anything else. It was always wrestling. But I did have a very fun time in football, and football also got me the mind that I have now. So I want to push through anything that you can push through anything.
right, it teaches you discipline. That's the
Yes,
one thing
yes, yes,
football
yes.
teaches you discipline. Here's the thing. You said it earlier, man. Conditioning. There is nothing like pro wrestling in ring shape. You can play football, you can do all these other things, you can get on a stairmaster and go one solid hour, and it's not like 10 or 15 minutes in the wrestling ring. It's a whole different level of conditioning. Talk to me about that, because
Literally.
you said you ran track too. How was track for you?
Man, track was long. It's one of those things where I can look at it and laugh now, but man, back then I hated it. I hated it, but I didn't hate it in the aspect of like, man, I dread going here. I hated it because it's like, man, the coach is gonna work you. Coach is gonna bring it out of you every single day you're there.
Right. So
So it's
talk to
like
me. No, go ahead.
every
Go ahead.
every day I went to track, I had this bar in my head that I had to reach. So it's like if I didn't reach that bar, I was upset at myself. So I always tried to shoot for that bar every day I went to track. Whether it's a easy day of track, whether it's a hard day of track, any day, you always want to shoot for that bar because if you're always shooting for the bar, then every time you get out there, you will perform at 100%. You know what I'm saying? You will never
Right.
half perform.
And that's what it's all about, man. Performing at your very best you possibly can every time, especially in wrestling, every time that red light's on, every time you go out in front of that crowd. Talk to me about this. How was your ring win? Did you see any differences in playing football, track, and then in
Yes,
the
yes,
ring?
yes, yes, yes. So before I started training, I'd got me a little gym membership and just tried to start, doing a little something. And went there that day thinking, okay, I'd have been working out. Oh, it might not be as bad on me. But man, I got in that ring and I realized that, like they say, there's nothing like that ring shape. There's
Yeah,
nothing
man,
like
you're
it.
well, here's the thing, man. In football, you get those breaks. You're explosive for a few seconds, 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever. And then you got that little bit
Mhm.
of break there getting your win. Track, I'm
Yeah,
assuming, is different. You can look at me and tell I ain't never ran track, man. I don't run.
but
If the
but
if
track.
the
But track is different though because you're sitting out while other people run and then you get back in, so you're getting a break with track too.
Well, there you
Yeah.
go, man. In wrestling, man, there's a lot of up and down. I mean, people don't realize, man, you take these bumps, you got to get that body back up. Little guys, they don't have the same issue as big guys, but like guys like me, Aaron Roberts, trust me, when you go to up and down, and you got 350, 400 pounds that you're getting up and down in split seconds, it takes a lot of conditioning. And there's no way to do it. You
Does.
can work out all you want. The best way to get in professional wrestling condition is be in the ring and wrestle, because it's about pacing too.
Yes. It's about, weirdly enough, looking like you're going fast but going slow. Because wrestling is so beautiful when you just go slow.
So you sound like you like me. I look at pro wrestling when it's done right and the way it's supposed to be. To me, it's an art form.
It is. It's beautiful to watch. It's like a dance, like two people dancing at a dance.
It's painting a picture, man. From start to finish, you're painting a picture for the audience to see. And
Mhm.
I think I 100% believe it's one of the most creative art forms around. To be truthful with you, it don't get no credit because it's lowbrow. A lot of people think it's lowbrow and stuff, but here's the thing about
A
wrestlers.
lot of people think it's fake.
I mean, the outcomes may be fake, but the in ring punishment and stuff you take, abuse, is not fake whatsoever. And here's the thing about wrestling: there ain't no
Oh
way
yeah.
to get around it. You have to go in there. You know from the get go, your body's gonna have to be abused if you want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You can step in an MMA cage or a boxing fight, and you might walk out of there if you get lucky, knock somebody out or submit them, and not even get hurt. Pro wrestling,
Yeah.
every time you step in the ring, you're going to be in several car crashes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, so let's talk about Memphis wrestling, man.
Go
You
ahead.
guys,
My
you
home.
guys went back live. Well, I say live, but the show's on. Went back on Channel 5, the actual Channel 5, this past Saturday
Yes.
at 1 p.m., right?
Yes. Yes. It was huge. Very big deal. Very big deal. I had my family at home watching it. It was very cool.
Talk to me about that because I'm a streamer. I watch everything. Like all the wrestling, I watch it on YouTube. Unless it's on a streaming service, I don't even get Channel 5 no
Mm-hmm.
more. Talk to me about what it was like for your family to see wrestling back on Channel 5 again. And it's been 25 years, maybe a little less than that, 22, 23 years. I don't remember, but it's been a
Yeah.
while since wrestling's been on Channel 5, actually there on the TV station.
Yeah. Man, it was very beautiful, honestly, because when he announced it, I was like, oh, wow, we're getting back on TV because we're usually on WMC Action News Plus. But
Right.
then they told us that we're going to be getting a TV spot that day. And I was like, oh. So I let my family know and I told them all of that. And my granddad, he was just real ecstatic and happy because he was like, this is like the old days, you know. It might be a few hours later, but it's still like the old days. You're watching wrestling on Saturday like you should be.
No, I think it's a good. I think it's a good thing. I hope it sticks, and I think maybe going at 1 o'clock it may be better than coming on at 11 like it used to, or even earlier. Because
Yeah.
any young people that's been out, they're old enough to go out on the weekends. You're gonna be lucky if they're up by that time. And I'm not so sure that I wouldn't. I ain't so sure that maybe a nighttime slot wouldn't be pretty good too. Maybe somewhere around midnight because that's when all the young people are making it in home from being out doing whatever they're doing. Might be a
Mhm.
good slot, but I'm glad to see wrestling back on Channel 5. When it first went on the weather app, that was my understanding that it was a kind of a trial run, and if it did good on the weather app, that they were going to give it a shot on TV again. Took a little
Yeah.
longer than I thought it would for it to happen, but I was so glad when I seen that Facebook post about wrestling coming back on WMC TV 5 at 1 p.m. I thought it was really cool. Here's the thing: I was going to ask you, did you have your family record it? But you don't have to record nothing now because you can still go home and watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. You can just go back, look at it. It's really different now. Especially
Yes,
talking about granddad, it's different now because he has to ask me, how do you watch, like he wanted to watch WrestleMania a few months ago. He's like, man, how do you watch WrestleMania? I've been wanting to watch it. And I'm like, you got to get this, you got to get Peacock, you got to get streaming,
right.
it's a lot. Back in this
But
day, you could just get on the cable, buy the pay-per-view, and boom, you're watching it.
and it's overwhelming to older people too. I have
Very,
people.
very.
Here's the thing: I have people all the time, older people, that ask me, well, does it cost something to subscribe to YouTube? Because, I always say subscribe to my channel, put post up sometime about subscribing to my channel. And I've had so many older people send me messages and ask me, hey, man, I'd love to subscribe, but does it cost anything? And you tell them no, and it blows them away because they automatically think it costs something. But it's
Hmm.
overwhelming for older people anyway because it's really simple. But if you ain't used to that and you wasn't born into that, I'm old enough where even to this day, my kids and my wife have to do all my computer stuff for me. I can do a
Yeah.
little bit. I can get us on here. I can make posts and stuff. But if there's anything that's technical need to be done, most of the time I go to my kids because they can do it quicker than either one of us can. You
Man, you do a
know.
good job though.
No, if I had me someone that would run my social media for me and get me out on more platforms, I could do better, man. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not on that I wish I was, but I just
Yeah.
don't have the time and I don't really have the knowledge to get it out there, man, you know. But Memphis
Mhm.
Wrestling back on Channel 5, man, that's a whole big deal for you
Where it
guys.
should be. Where it should be.
Where it should be. Really big deal, not just for you guys, big deal for the company itself. Talk to me about the Wrestle Center for a second because, man, I mean, it's kind of like a self-contained everything. It's an arena, a studio, a training facility,
Everything.
production place. Talk to me
Yeah.
about the Wrestle Center. I've actually never been in there live, man. So talk to me about
Gotta
the
come.
Wrestle.
Come.
Man, I need to, dude. Talk to me about the Wrestle Center and all the amenities it provides you guys.
Man, the Wrestle Center is honestly so just look, I talk to Derek all the time, and Derek is like, well, he wished he had this when he was around. But it's one of those things where you look forward to going to training. You look forward to being there because it's just home. Like that place has literally become home to me. I'm so comfortable there now. Anything I do there, it's just feels right.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
one of those places where it's like there's no little to no drama. I mean, no drama. I've not experienced anything. You
right.
just go to training, you have fun. It's honestly people that enjoy wrestling and wanting to make it. And I love that. I really do love that. Because that's what I
How
was scared about when I first joined. I was scared that it was going to be a lot of drama, a lot of unnecessary stuff. But Memphis is one of those places where we don't tolerate that, and I like that. Everyone's just having fun.
right.
That's what it should be about.
Yeah, that's definitely what it should be about, man. And it's cool to have a home base that you're familiar with too.
Yes.
You learn where the hard cameras they are, and you learn this and that where everything is. So you kind of know where you need to be. It makes it easier for you guys in the ring, positioning yourselves where you need to be when you need to be there. You know.
And then it's like 10 minutes from my house, so that makes it even better.
Oh hell, you can't beat that then.
Can't beat it.
No
Can't beat it.
trans whatsoever.
Uh, whatsoever.
There you
Whatsoever.
go. So look, man, let's pull back a little bit. Talk to me about your very first match, the in ring. How nervous were you when you went out for that very first match? And tell me this: who was your first match with?
Man, my first match was against Morrow and Brother Bruce from the Righteous
Ooh,
Path. And those guys, I ain't gonna lie, they put a whooping on us. So my very first match, they tried to attack me, attack them back. I got choke slammed. I'm like, okay, this is done. I feel my body getting pulled. And next thing I feel, it's a kendo stick going across my back. And I'm like, wow, wow.
how was that, man? How was that kendo stick
Ah,
to the back?
it hurt.
I'm
It
assuming
hurt.
y'all. I'm assuming you
It
don't
hurt.
practice that in training, man. So,
Man, we didn't practice it. It was just one of those things they said, you're gonna take a kendo today. And I was like, cool, you're the young kid, you're down for anything.
well, they got to break you in, man. They got to break you in, see how you gonna feel you out, let you feel how it's gonna be.
Then
Uh,
honestly, a lot of people were surprised that day that I actually took it because they were like, man, we're glad that you're not one of those trainees that have been like, man, I'm not taking that. I'm not doing it. And it's like, I don't feel like I was in the position to say no to that, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how you should feel, man. Trust me. Here's the thing. When you're starting out, it'd be one thing if they were going out there and putting you in a position that was really dangerous. Any pro wrestler that's worried about taking a kendo stick to the back
Mm,
or a steel chair to the back, if you ain't up for that, then you need to find a new line of work already. You need to just quit wasting everybody's
exactly.
time because it's part of it, man. And I'll be honest with you,
Mhm.
everybody talks about how kendo sticks hurt. One thing I figured out was the harder you swing it or the harder somebody hits you with it, the less it seems to hurt, man.
Yeah. And don't like tense up too, because if you tense up, it hurts more. So just
Well, that's what anything, man. Be loose out there. You got to be loose and fluid anyway out there. You need
that
to be,
too.
you know. Uh,
That too.
so talk to me about after that first match was over, man. Was it a relief to you, man, that you got that out of the way? Let me ask you this:
Yes.
was the build up for it like the week before? Well, you told us earlier that you didn't even realize you was going to be in a match until you actually got there. So, see, I think they worked you right there because it's a lot of times if you tell people they're going to have a match and you give them time, I'm one of the worst. Man, the more time I have time to think about it, I run 1,000 scenarios through my head. You get more and more nervous the closer it gets. Where if you walk in and they say, well, you ain't security tonight, you're wrestling, you ain't got time to think about it. You just do it, you know?
Yeah. It's one of those
So,
things where it was like that. It's like you don't have time to be nervous. You just got to go out there and do it.
so let me ask you this. Let's get on with
Hmm.
it.
Go
CJ
ahead. Go
Money,
ahead.
Mama Money. Now, you and CJ actually started out as friends and were a tag team. So talk to me about that part. Talk to me about how you and CJ kind of hooked up. Was it just because both of you was CJ? Y'all thought, well, we got common ground right there, man.
Yeah. So when I had joined, and me and him joined around the same time. So me and him all automatically became friends because he's CJ, I'm CJ, you know. And they saw us hanging out with each other and stuff. And like I said, that TV day, lo and behold, it was CJ Blaine and CJ Money. So they gave us a few tag matches over the weeks, and from then on, we became CJ Squared. And we had plans of going in the tag division, doing things, and actually taking over until he brought his mama. But story for another day.
Well, let
But
me
yeah,
ask you there.
I used to love CJ, but now yeah, love ain't there no more.
Well, I can see why, man. But let me ask you this. Did he bring Mama, or did Mama just start showing up and kind of butting herself into his business?
It's one of those things where he tells me that his mom just came, but I feel like he brought her. Because
Mm,
why after the Stars of Tomorrow, when I got a championship shot first, it started being, oh, CJ should have got it first. Oh, CJ Money is better. Oh, like there was when we were tag team, it was never who's better, we're both good. Let's use our skills to go to the next level. It's never you're better than me. Oh, I'm better than you. It's kind of like being in a band and no one's the leader.
right, right. Everybody looks at the front man like he's the leader, but in actuality, that ain't always the case. You know,
Exactly.
look at Van Halen. The front man never was the leader. Whether it was David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar, never was the leader of that band. So,
Never.
so talk to me about when stuff started kind of going sour. When did you kind of see the writing on the wall? Did
Yes.
did did
Yes, I did.
CJ start acting different once his mama got there?
Yeah, he started acting real different. Like, stopped answering my calls, texting stuff. Me and him will be training together and stuff. He stopped coming to training. Just like, man, what's going on, man? Then Grind City Rumble, me and him both in. I'm thinking, okay, this is the first day I've seen you, Grind City Rumble. We walk in there with the plan of, okay, we're gonna eliminate everyone, and if we're the last two left, may the best man win. I get out there, he eliminates me.
I
That was
actually
not
seen
part of the
that.
plan. That
I
was
actually
not part of
seen
the
that,
plan.
man. Right. I actually seen that one, man. That's what I thought too. I thought, damn, that didn't last long.
Yeah,
You
and it's one of
know.
those things where I feel like I can smile about it now, but man, I'm still upset because that was my first ever Grind City Rumble, and I had the chance to maybe become Memphis Wrestling Heritage Champion, the youngest Memphis Wrestling Heritage Champion, and got thrown away from somebody who I thought was my friend. So
Well, here's the plus, though. You kind of got cut short on that Grind City Rumble, but the fact of the matter is, both of you guys ended up with one of the top feuds going on in Memphis wrestling.
yeah,
I mean, that's really
yeah,
cool. You both of you guys are kind of young in your career to have a feud going on already, but man, it's really put a spotlight on you two guys. Ever since
it
ever
has.
since he changed his way, and man, I seen some y'all did some of the funniest stuff. Man, when y'all be talking and his mama would come up and he'd shove you in the broom closet or whatever. I thought,
Right,
man,
like,
this is some of the best, most entertaining stuff I've seen in a long time, dude.
and I'm glad that y'all could be entertained by it. I'm like, wow, you're just gonna shove me away like I'm some type of computer or something. But
Right?
hey, if y'all like it, I love it.
It is, man. It's entertaining. Here's the thing. It is believable. 100% believable. Here's the thing. I feel like there's a lot of people that can identify with CJ Money and Mama Money, but both perspectives. And there's a hell of a lot of people that can identify with you, what's going on with you from your perspective of what's going on. Because I mean, Mama Money come along and it's like it was all about CJ after that in her mind. It didn't matter what it was. She wanted him to be the focus. She didn't
Yep.
want she didn't want another guy out there with in the spotlight with him. She wanted him. Well, actually, she wanted her out there too, I guess. You
Yeah, she
know,
wanted them in the spotlight.
maybe her idea from the get go was to push you out and them kind of get to where they are now. Talk to me
Then it's
about.
a kind of weird because she says her goal was to show that CJ was the better CJ, but it's getting to the point now where I feel like y'all are just trying to end me and y'all just trying to make me quit. And the high fly man ain't gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna fight till I'm dead. Trust me.
And that's what it's all about, heart, man. That's the biggest attribute you can have in the wrestling business, period. No matter what, you got to have heart. If you ain't got heart, you ain't got it, period. You might as well hang it up,
You ain't got it.
you
You
know.
don't.
So, look, I seen where you wrestled Zay Washington. Was
Hmm.
it last week or this past Saturday? Last week, I think it was.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was like 2 weeks
talk
ago.
talk to me about working with Zay, man, because Zay, one of the young goats back in the day, part of the new wave now with Big Aaron Roberts and Denzel and Justin Case. Zay, one
Hmm.
of the very top talents around our area, bar none.
Literally,
Talk
literally.
talk to me about what it's like stepping in the ring with a guy like Zay, man.
So, in my mind, originally, when I stepped in the ring with Zay, I was like, okay, it's gonna be a high flyer versus high flyer, so I gotta watch him on some stuff. But then I got there, and it's like it was a whole new Zay. He was more aggressive. He was more slow. And it's just like you plan for one thing, but you get a whole nother thing when you go out there, and that's what it felt like. Felt like I planned for to dodge all these high flying moves and stuff. Then I just get out there, and it's just ground.
Ground and
Ground and pound,
pound.
basically. Yes,
Yeah,
ground and
man.
pound.
I think I kind of like that from Zay because Zay's had an injury or two through the years, and as you get older, you realize. I mean, you can't. A lot of times, you might can do the same stuff you used to, but if something goes wrong, the older you get, your body don't recover like it used to. And I
Hmm.
feel like
I hear that.
I like the Zay, the more methodical, deliberate mat based say it's not brawling, but it's just a ground and pound type style that he's doing right now.
Yeah, it's like an animal on top of you.
But let's talk about the end of that match because you come up short against Zay, but when it was over, I'm gonna let you pick it up from there. Tell everybody what happened when it was over.
I was right there. I was right. I had Zay. I had him beat. Like I had figured it out and all. I had him beat. I was right there. Out comes CJ and his mama doing their thing. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's because I'm still a little young. I allow myself to get distracted by it. God took 2 seconds. Just went up top, tried to go for my frog splash. Then Zay caught me, power bombs me on the buckle. Then that buckle bomb, man, I went outside the ring. Zay comes back in, wins the match. I'm crawling up after the match, and all I feel is belt on my back. Pow. And it was like three or four of them too. And I just
So,
look up and it's Mama Money doing this to me.
well, talk to me about that because that's humiliating. Here's
And
the thing:
it's very humiliating. And it's
coming from a person who used to be your friend, used to be your tag team partner, to now they're trying to whip you in the ring. Uh, what was going through your mind, man, while this was happening?
see, originally I'm a good person, so I understood. See, I feel like I understood CJ at first. You're young, you're hungry, you see someone getting ahead of you, so you want to get ahead of them. But then when they came with the belt, that just soured everything. Just killed everything. Now it's like I have to get my hands on CJ Money. I have to.
Yeah, I can see
I don't know
that, man.
how, I don't know when, but I have to get my hands on CJ Money. And Mama Money has to be dealt with too. She gotta be dealt with. It can't just be me getting my hands on CJ because, like we seen, me and CJ have fought each other, and what happened? His mama got involved in. It was a 2-on-1.
So let me ask you this: do you believe if Mama Money was removed from the situation, do you think you and CJ could find common ground eventually? Or now is it in your mind we can't find nothing until I get my payback?
Yeah, that's what it's like. See, at first it was like, maybe we could find common ground and fix something. But now it's to the point to where I gotta get my lick back. I gotta get that payback.
Yeah,
And once I get that, maybe we can talk about starting up CJ Squared back if that's in our future. But I highly doubt that right now, though, because
well, here's the
I'm
thing.
going to get CJ Money.
I don't know that you want to be in a tag team right now because, man, they just added a new championship to Memphis Wrestling, the Junior
Mm,
Heritage title. And I see you were
man,
picked. You're in that tournament, man. CJ's in that
yeah.
tournament. And if I'm thinking right, the way the brackets were set up, it looks like if you can pick up a victory and he can pick up a victory, you guys might be meeting in the semifinals.
And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping for it. Got to get through main event Bradley first, but after that, if he can be this person, let's do it.
So,
Let's
so
get it.
talk to me about them introducing this new championship because here's the thing, man, it gives all you guys, all you young guys, another. It's another gold medal to say, a stepping stone almost, man. Instead of now, they're really only being the tag team titles, the women's title, and the heritage title. You got that junior heritage title. So talk to me about when you heard that they were starting this new division.
Man, when I heard that they were going to start their junior heavyweight division and bring in a junior heavyweight title, I was so excited because I was like, wow, this is perfect for me. This is right down my lane. And maybe if I work hard enough, I can become the inaugural junior heavyweight champion. And I will prove that the junior heavyweight is not just a junior heavyweight, but the junior heavyweights are just as good as the heavyweights are.
And there you go. And here's the thing. It's a good. You can capture that belt and you can do good with that belt. Then there's a bigger chance somewhere down the line if you do capture the heavyweight belt, the heritage title. You already kind of know what it's like to be a champion because here's the thing. It's easy right now. The minute you win that belt, you're going to be the target. Whoever wins it, the
Oh,
minute they win it, competition gets amped up because you're not the chaser no more. Now you're the one being chased. Everybody
yeah,
wants you.
you're the one being hunted.
There you go. So let me ask you something, man. You've been doing
So,
this what a year and a
yep, about a
half
year.
now? About a
Yep,
year.
about a year and a half.
So let me ask you this, man. The one thing about Memphis Wrestling, they are always bringing these stars in, whether it's TNA, AEW, WWE, these ID guys. In a year's time, man, you have got to share the dressing room and meet a ton of people that it takes a lot of people 2, 3, 5 years to ever meet half of these people. Talk to me about what it's like
Yeah.
all these guys and girls coming through the Wrestle Center in Memphis, man. You being able to kind of pick their brain a little bit and stuff.
Yeah, I love every time we have someone come because, like exactly what you said, I pick their brain and I see how they think about wrestling and how they look at wrestling now. I might have them watch my match or something or critique my something, but most of the time I'm just picking their brains and seeing how you view this versus how I view it, or how should this be viewed now that you're on that level.
Right? And a lot of these guys recently, Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth was in, Matt Hardy,
Yep,
uh,
Joe
Joe Hen-
Hendry.
Joe Hendry. I mean, these are guys that are have been and are where you want to be. All you guys, these guys that either
Yeah,
have been there or are there right now of the dream. All you guys are chasing. Who's your favorite so far? Who's your favorite person that you've got to meet, man?
who's been my favorite person I've gotten to meet so far?
Right,
Wow, I'd say it's two of them. I'd say it was Matt Hardy and Joe Hendry. Because when I had met Joe Hendry, he was cool about everything. And I remember me asking him a question because I wanted to have a, I wanted to be a strong character like he has. Basically
right.
everyone knows who he is. And he just told me, you got to go out there and just keep trying it. Just keep trying something.
Yeah,
So
you
that's why
got
he's
to,
one of my
man.
favorites.
And here's the thing: it don't always work the first time you go out, or even the second time. You
It
just
doesn't.
gotta keep going out there. Sometimes it's just as simple as letting the fans get used to it. If you're doing something that they're
Mm-hmm.
not used to, or they're especially now, you've kind of been the same guy since you started. You
Yep.
know, but the longer you're in wrestling, if you go 5 or 6 years at something and then you make a switch, a lot of times it takes those fans who are used to you being this one thing. Sometimes it takes them a while to wrap their brain around you're something different now to look at you like that.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me about this, CJ. We're finna start wrapping it down. We're at 50 minutes. I know
Oh,
we
already? Wow.
already, dude. It's flew by, man. We're gonna cap this thing off.
Man.
here in just a few minutes. But talk to me about what your goals and aspirations in the wrestling business are over the next for you. Let's say 3 years, man. What would you like to? Where would you like your career to be in 3 years, man?
Man, in 3 years, I want to be able to say that I've traveled outside of the country and wrestled. I want to say that I've at least wrestled someone that I watched while I was younger. And then I'd say, hmm, I at least want to have a championship. Maybe.
Oh yeah, in 3 years' time, I think you'll probably have if everything goes like I think it'll go for you. I figure you'll be done held a couple of championships at least over the next 3 years, man. And let me
Hopefully.
ask you this:
But I have
speaking
to
of
work for it though. I have to work for it. I can't just get it. So I got to work for it.
dude, that's everything in wrestling, man. You got to work for wrestling. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You got to work hard for stuff in the wrestling business. So let me ask you this: do you work any at Osceola?
I work there sometimes. But I was there for about 4 or 5 months regularly every Friday, and it was fun.
Well, us talk for a few minutes about that. Talk about, I don't know if they've still got the same ring. Talk about the difference in the hardness of the rings between Memphis and Osceola. Did you see a difference when you bumped in that Osceola ring?
I feel like I'm going to be the first to say this. I didn't feel the difference. I feel like their ring was softer.
There you go. Is Osceola the first show that you've really worked non Memphis?
Yes. Yes. Osceola was the first show. Osceola and Tuckerman. Two first
So,
shows I worked that were outside of Memphis.
Tuckerman, man, got the coolest arena around here, short of the Wrestle Center. I'll be honest with you, every time
Hmm.
I see footage from Tuckerman, all I can think about is, man, think about the TV you could shoot from this building.
Man, I'd literally say it's number two venue right next to Memphis Wrestling.
It's cool, man. A really cool venue, man. I've always loved it. I've actually never been in it since it's been the Valiant Arena either. Uh,
Man.
so talk to me about the first time going from the Memphis Wrestling to Osceola, man. How was the dressing room to you? Was anything off about it, or did you just come right in? Because I mean, obviously you worked with some of those guys, and a lot of Memphis guys are working in Osceola on and off now. So I'm sure
Hmm.
there was a lot of familiar faces. But being the first time that you branched out to another place, how was it for you?
Man, it was good. I was scared about how the locker room was going to treat me and all this stuff, but everyone was just so nice, and they just wanted to see everyone make it. It's like another Memphis, really.
Right.
No drama. Everyone just want to see each other make it, and it's another thing where it's like you're so used to doing TV, you're doing 6, 7, 8 minute matches, but you get to Osceola, you might do a 19, 20 minute match, so you have to think about pacing and all this different stuff. You can't move as fast as you would move on TV.
So was that an issue for you the first night in? Were
And
you
at
still
first,
trying to
yes,
pop
yes,
everything off?
yes. It's like because I got to a certain point, and it's like, what do I do next? What do I feel like I've done all my moves. What do I do next? But
Grab a headlock and let it set in a minute, man. Let's kind of
yeah,
restart this match. I mean that's a big difference in doing TV and doing regular matches in front of live audiences, non-televised, is because like you say, you go from a TV match, man, can go from anywhere from sometimes 60 seconds to 7 or 8 minutes
yep,
on average to just a normal match in Osceola could be on average probably 15 to 20 minutes a lot of times.
yeah. On average, starting at 15, 15 at the minimum.
So talk to me about that, man. Did you do all your shit and then there was still what 12 and a half minutes to go in the match, man, and you want to go
Yeah,
home and referee tell you, no, man, we got a lot of time left, dude.
yeah. But it was one of those things where the guy that I was in the ring with, he was very accommodating. He understood where I was, so he helped me out, and we got it done.
It'll be good for you, man. It'll. I'll tell you what. Getting used to working them longer matches will make every match you do on TV that much easier.
Yes,
It,
and it does. Because now when I do TV, I'm able to be comfortable and I'm able to just to soak everything in and do everything slower now, not just rushing everything because you're nervous.
right. Well, look, man. We got about 5 minutes left. You got anything you want to plug? Any social media? Any upcoming shows that y'all are doing? Let us
Man,
know,
June
dude.
8th, June 8th, June 8th, June 8th. Jazz is going to be there. We want everybody to come out, come to the Russell Center, 3296 Winburg Drive. We're going to be there. Jazz is going to be there. It's going to be fun like always. So make sure y'all are there.
That's really cool because you never know. It could open up a door to you guys going off the dog pound, doing some wrestling up there, man.
Yeah,
That's really cool, man. Jazz, one of the most knowledgeable and one of the baddest chicks in the wrestling business.
bad, man. I'm talking about rough and tough.
CJ, man, I appreciate you so much for coming on. I've been looking forward to
Thank
this
you.
ever since we
Thank
booked
you.
it, dude. Here, look, we'll give it 6-8 months, a year, and I want to get you back on here and we'll see where your career's at and how. All right, there we go. We're back. I don't know what's going on with the internet, but we're back. CJ, like
It's
I
all
said, I
right.
appreciate you so much for coming on, dude.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. You can follow me on Instagram at Boat Blaine. You can follow me on Facebook at CJ Blaine. Or you can even you can even get me on YouTube at CJ Blaine.
Oh, okay. There you go. I didn't realize you had a YouTube channel. I'll definitely go check that
Yes, I
out,
do.
man.
Yes, I do. I try to
I'll,
put
I'll,
some of my outside of Memphis matches on there, like when I'm wrestling in Mississippi, Arkansas, just all those different places.
I'll definitely go check that out, man. Let me tell you something, man. I wish you all the luck in your career, dude. Look, I'm wishing you all the luck in this upcoming Junior Heritage Tournament, man. That'd be
Thank you.
that'd be a nice little carrot to dangle in front of CJ Money, man. Yeah, you might have whooped me with that little belt, but I got the big belt now, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All
Just
right,
keep working
CJ,
for it.
you have a great night, my friend.
You too, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, y'all, you seen it right there. CJ Blaine, the high flying Maine. Go check this guy out. Any place you get a chance to, man. He might be in Osceola. You can check him out at Memphis Wrestling all the time. Might see him in Tuckerman, Mississippi. You just don't know where you might see him. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody who tuned in, interacted with us. Before we get out of here, you know I got to plug these podcasts one more time and I'll let y'all go.
Hey man, how the hell you doing? I've been just fine, living life with the noose and in my mind, all I hear is music. Watching your mouth move, damn you look stupid. I feel like everyone's a stranger. Small talk with your narcissistic neighbor. She's real hot, but they said to never date her. I agree, but you did and I hate her. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 Hey man, can I get a favor? Yeah, sure, I know, see you later. Sometimes I just wanna be a hater. Gotta watch down the top 40s with the chaser. Your voice starts feeling like a waiter. Scraping my mind against the cheese grater. Before you go through, you have to sign a waiver. That's alright, I'm aware of the danger. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter. No filter, I got no filter.
All right, guys, like this video, share this video, go to Buster H.R. Johnson on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Hit the little red bell. I'll be back next Wednesday, guys, at 7 p.m. with The Gift, Ray Sanders. That's a show you do not want to miss. It's one I'm looking forward to, and I can't wait for it. Till then, y'all take it easy.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.